Hello everyone, my name is Danny. This review is for the movie called The Duke of Burgundy. This is a 2014 movie. It is a little older, but it came up in my research to watch, so it's something for me to watch, so that's why I'm doing the review on it. This does not have a rating, and it runs an hour and 45 minutes. It stars Sitze Babette Knudsen, Monica Swin, and Chiara Diana. The description is pretty short and simple. A woman who studies butterflies and moths tests the limit of her relationship with her lesbian lover. This is the Duke of Burgundy. Well, hello everyone. Thank you for watching this video. This comes to me, like I said, as research. I was looking at something I used to watch, and I do research online for movies to watch next month, and this came up as a suggestion. And usually, I am okay with watching older movies as the month draws on, and as long as I've the movie is like newer than 2000. So, I mean, usually I can watch movies pretty far that, if you're wondering about my channel. So, this one is only a couple years old. 2014 isn't that long ago. And it's a very deep movie. There's a lot going on here. So, let's talk about it. The Duke of Burgundy. The only thing that I'm going to put out right away is I don't understand what the point of the title is. Nothing ever comes up about this lady being a duke. Nothing comes up about Burgundy. Nothing. I just don't understand the name. So, that being out of the way, this movie is about a woman who is obviously pretty well off. We seem to understand by watching this movie that she might be a professor of some kind, but she studies these winged creatures, and she writes books, and she's typing a lot, and she has a very nice house, and she pays somebody to clean for her, and that cleaning person ends up being her lover. So there's a lot going on in this movie. That's first things first. So let's try and break that down a little bit. What you get from watching this movie is that this lady that is pretty wealthy is somewhat of a dominatrix. And why did we all, like literally everybody, know that 50 Shades of Grey movies were pretty awful? Because the actors just checked out of them, right? Like maybe the 50 Shades of Grey was alright, but then it just got worse from there. And it's kind of the opposite here. Like, we have two women who are very dedicated to their roles, and they're very much into their roles. I mean, the girl that is cleaning the house and offering a relationship to this older woman, she's a submissive, and she's really submissive. I mean, we get to see everything. I don't want to give the movie away because I want somebody to watch this off of my recommendation, but like we get to see everything as far as submissive goes. So don't be shocked, on what is in this movie, because literally everything is in this movie that you could probably think of. We don't get to see all of it, and we don't get to see the two women like completely naked, which is kind of the point of movies like this. I don't really understand why they held back, but everything else, is very sensual, very slow moving, very erotic on certain points. So, and then we have a storyline. So, I think the storyline is kind of the best part of this movie. I mean, obviously, guys and girls alike can get something out of the sensual part of the movie, but that's not really what the movie's about. So the movie, I think it raises a lot of questions, and they're good questions. You could probably ask yourself, sometimes, maybe you do some days, um, people that are submissive, do you ask yourself or do you ask the girl in this movie, why you need to be abused? Like, some people get off on that kind of stuff. And this movie addresses that, like people that are submissive, is it a good thing for you to be in a healthy relationship? Because then you don't feel like you're being abused, so then you don't feel normal. And people that are in charge or are more aggressive in relationships, like if you have a healthy relationship, do you feel like you're not able to be yourself because you're not able to put your partner down or tell them what to do? I mean, like it's a really good question movie. It's something to think about. I mean, I'm sure there are studies on this stuff, but this movie is heavy. So, I mean, I liked it and everything, but man, I just don't know what to think. I mean, like I I've watched a family member, be in bad relationships. I've had a couple probably myself where I just don't know why we can't just be happy, and maybe some of this stuff needs to be asked sometimes, like, do you need a certain something to feel normal? Do you need me to give you your space? Do you need to be able to tell me to do the dishes? I mean, just, what do you want? What do you need? And I think this is a good movie to address some of those issues, make people think about, what do you need to be happy, to be in a healthy relationship? Because these two women seem to come up with the perfect situation, and it's just not good enough for either of them. So, um, the other downside of this movie is the ending. It just kind of ends, and that's really disappointing. I mean, I'd say the craziest thing about this movie is the camera work and just the creativeness of them, since they're dealing with the moss and the winged creatures. There's a lot of talking about them. There's a lot of close-up shots of things. There's some dream sequences. There's some, just crazy out of this world stuff. There's just a lot of like zooming in and stuff. And I'd say that, whoever was directing this movie had a very good sense of what they wanted, and it comes off very artistic. And so I'd say the movie is pretty well done. It's just weird and strange and questionable and deep, and it just makes you almost, your skin crawl. So I don't have a problem with it. I just think it's really strange, and I don't know who's gonna get a lot out of this, but uh, I just think it's a C movie. I didn't think it was very entertaining. I didn't think it gave us exactly what we wanted. If you're gonna have a sex scene, have a sex scene. All this teasing stuff. I don't know. Maybe it was better. I don't know, but um, I just don't know. It's just a weird movie, and the talk about the moss and all this other stuff was just weird, and maybe it's a little unsettling too. I don't know, but I just didn't. It's not one of my favorites. It's just a movie to talk about. It's a movie to bring up questions and talk about. But other than that, I'm just gonna give a C to the Duke of Burgundy. So, thanks a lot, guys. My name's Danny. If you like this or any of my other videos, try and give some of them a watch. Like and subscribe to my channel if you would. And enjoy movies. Thanks.